to everyone joining us from different parts of our interconnected world. So, distinguished guests, esteemed researchers, academic leaders, and industry experts, healthcare professionals, and delegates from across the world and globe, welcome. It is both a privilege and an honor to address this distinguished gathering at the International Conference on Progressive Research in Humanities, Society, and Emerging Methodologies 2026. I extend my sincere appreciation to the organizing committee for creating this important global platform that brings together scholars and practitioners across disciplines, cultures, and continents. Although this conference is still in its early journey in an international academic forum, its vision is remarkably maturely and timely. At a time when many conferences continue to operate within disciplinary boundaries, this conference has chosen a different path, one that recognizes that the challenges of the 21st century demand conversation that are interdisciplinary, collaborative, and human-centered. As someone whose own academic journey has moved across computer science, healthcare analytics, industrial safety, human-centered design, user experience research, artificial intelligence, and research methodology, I have personally witnessed that meaningful innovation rarely occurs within isolated silos. The most impactful solutions often emerge at the intersection of disciplines where technology meets humanity, where data meets human behavior, and where innovation meets societal needs. This conference embodies precisely that spirit. So today, human faces challenges of unprecedented complexity. Climate change is not merely an environmental problem. Artificial intelligence is not merely a technological development. Healthcare is not solely a medical concern. Economic inequality is not simply an economic issue. So digital transformation is also not an engineering challenge. Every major issue confronting our society today exists at the intersection of technology, policy, ethics, culture, economics, and human behavior. Consequently, the solutions of tomorrow will not emerge from individual disciplines working in isolation. So they will emerge from collaboration, from interdisciplinary thinking, and they will emerge from conversations such as the ones that begins at conference like this. The first track of this conference, Humanities and Social Sciences, remind us of the essential truths. Every technological revolution is ultimately a human revolution. Research in education, literature, psychology, sociology, public policy, and social development helps us understand not only how societies function, but how societies flourish. In an age increasingly shaped by algorithms and automation, the humanities perform even a more important role. Technology can process information, but only humanity can create meaning from it. Algorithms can identify patterns, but societies determine priorities. Machines can optimize decisions, but human beings define values. As researchers and educators, our responsibility is not merely to build systems that are efficient, but systems that are equitable, inclusive, and maybe beneficial to society. Next, the science and technology track reflects one of the most exciting eras in human history. AI, data science, environmental science, biotechnology, and digital transformations are redefining industries and institutions around the world. Today, intelligent systems can assist physicians in diagnosis, personalize education, optimize energy consumption, improve agricultural productivity, and accelerate scientific discovery. Yet, every technological advancement introduces important questions. How do we ensure fairness in AI systems? How do we address algorithmic bias? How do we protect privacy in the data-driven world? How do we ensure that technological progress remains sustainable? This defining questions of our generation is no longer whether technology can achieve something. It's far more than that. The more important questions is whether technology should achieve it and under what ethical framework it should operate. So this is what the track says. Now, the healthcare and medical sciences track has perhaps never been more relevant, what we found. So recent years have demonstrated that resilient healthcare systems are fundamental to resilient societies. Public health, clinical research, healthcare management, medical technologies, and patient care represent not only scientific priorities, but also societal priorities. My own early research explored the development of intelligent clinical expert systems for healthcare decision support, then long terms such as AI assisted diagnostics and precision healthcare. That became the mainstream discussion. Today, we stand at the threshold of a new healthcare era driven by predictive analytics, machine learning, wearable technologies, digital twins, and personalized medicine. However, healthcare remains fundamentally human. Patients do not seek algorithms. They seek trust, empathy, and care. Technology can augment healthcare delivery, but compassion remains irrepressible. So then equally important, we can find is the track on nursing and allied health sciences. So nursing and allied health sciences professionals form the foundation upon which healthcare system operates. Their contribution extends far beyond clinical care. They are educators, communicators, advocates, innovators, and leaders within the communities. As telehealth, remote monitoring system, and smart healthcare technologies continue to evolve, healthcare professionals will require not only technological competencies, but also adaptability, empathy, cultural understanding, and lifelong learning. The future of healthcare will depend as much upon human connections as technological sophistication. The management and business studies track addresses another defining challenge of the era. Organization today operates in environments characterized by disruption, uncertainty, and rapid transformation. Entrepreneurship today is not simply about creating businesses, it is creating impact. Leadership today is not simply about authority, it is about the responsibility. Businesses are increasingly expected to create not only economic values, but also social and environmental value. The leaders of tomorrow will require strategic intelligence, ethical reasoning, resilience, and adaptability. Perhaps the most significant contribution of this conference lies within its emphasis on interdisciplinary and emerging methodologies. Methodology shapes discovery. So the question, excuse me, what we can ask determine the answers we obtain. The methods we choose determine the perspectives we uncover. My own doctoral research in occupational safety required combining subjective assessments, expert evaluations, deep learning models. Excuse me. Just a moment. Yeah, so my doctoral research required combining of subjective methodologies and assessments, expert evaluations, deep learning models, eye tracking technologies, and statistical validation methods to understand how people interpret safety information. That experience taught me an important lesson, that is, complex human problems rarely yield to single methodologies. The future belongs to the methodological pluralism. Qualitative methods provide depth, quantitative provides the scale, data analytics provides the patterns, and human-centered approach provides meaning. So, and again, the mixed method research provides integration. So together they provide the understanding. Researchers today possess tools that previous generations could rarely or scarcely imagine. Artificial intelligence can analyze millions of records within seconds, and computational methods can identify hidden relationships within the complex systems. Large-scale analytics can support evidence-based policymaking. Global collaboration technologies allow researchers to work together irrespective of geography. Yet, sophisticated methodologies do not automatically guarantee meaningful research. Good research remains rooted in rigor, transparency, ethics, reproducibility, and of course, integrity. The future researcher must become multilingual in the language of disciplines. They must understand both algorithms and ethics. So both statistics and storytelling, they should understand. Not only one will help them, both computational models as well as human experience. Therefore, universities face an important question. Are we preparing students for the jobs of yesterday or for the challenges of tomorrow? The future workforce will require critical thinking, creativity, ethical reasoning, interdisciplinary collaboration, and lifelong learning. Excuse me. Education industry itself is undergoing a profound transformation. Classrooms are becoming adaptive. Learning is becoming personalized. The knowledge is becoming increasingly accessible. Yet the purpose of education remains unchanged: to empower individuals to think independently, act responsibly, and contribute meaningful to society. International conferences such as this conference serve as a purpose far greater than dissemination of research findings. They are engines of collaboration. They are spaces where ideas travel faster than borders. They are platforms for intellectual diplomacy. A public health researcher in Africa may inspire policy in Europe, or an educator in Asia may influence pedagogy in North America. A technologist in Australia may contribute to solutions in South America. Knowledge has become global. Our solutions must also become global as well. As we look towards the future, I believe the 5 principles, what we discussed, should guide progressive research across every discipline which are represented in this conference. First, human-centered innovation. Then technology must serve humanity. Second is ethical responsibility. Innovation without ethics can create unintended consequences. Third, sustainability. Excuse me. Research must consider long-term societal and environmental impacts. Fourth, inclusivity. The benefits of progress must reach all communications. And fifth, collaboration. The complexity of global challenges requires collective intelligence. Extremely sorry. And ladies and gentlemen, history will not remember our generation simply for developing powerful technologies. It will remember us for how responsibly we have used them. It will not judge us by amount of information we generated. It will judge us by the wisdom with which we transformed information into knowledge and knowledge into societal progress and development. As an educator, researcher, and practitioner who has spent more than 15 years working across data science, human-centered computing, healthcare applications, design research, and artificial intelligence, I remain optimistic about the future because I continue to see extraordinary curiosity, creativity, and commitment within the global research community. The responsibility before us is immense, but so too is the opportunity. We possess the scientific capability, technological resources, and intellectual talent. What remains is our willingness to collaborate across disciplines, institutions, cultures, and nations. Allow me to conclude with a simple thought. Research begins with curiosity. Innovation grows through collaboration. Progress becomes meaningful through impact. And impact becomes lasting only when guided by humanity. So may this conference inspires new partnerships, new methodologies, and new possibilities. May it encourage bold ideas and responsible innovation. And may the conversation that begins here continue long after this conference concludes, contributing to a future that is more inclusive, sustainable, ethical, and human. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your commitment to scholarship and discovery. And I wish every participant who is contributing to this conference may have fruitful collaborations and continue success in advancing knowledge for the benefit of humanity. Thank you very much. Thank Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for the nice presentation. Actually, you could have shared your PPT also, ma'am. No worry, but